Everybody, it's Alicia here, and I'm sitting with Clickety, the 1939 Singer Featherweight. He is my personal featherweight and the one that started at Featherweight 38. And he is going to be my model for the products that I had mentioned in a previous live video on our Featherweight 38 Facebook business page. And I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit more about them and follow up with what I had said before. So just a forewarning, it is raining here, so you may hear some thunder in the background, so don't let that alarm you. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and get started with one of my favorite, I don't even know if it's technically a product, but it is some options that you can buy. And these are things, like all of these things are what I highly recommend whenever I'm doing a restoration project, because I really like them and I feel like they're going to make your life a lot easier. So I really like the red felt and the spring that goes on the spool pin. I don't have a thing of thread sitting here with me. I wish that I would have thought to bring one in, but a lot of the thread, when you go to stick it on the spool pin, this is a lot narrower than what the hole is on the spool of thread. So this little spring here just gives it a little more diameter, and so it holds that thread on, and so it's not wobbling on your spool pin, which I really like. But what I really love it for is a lot of times I'm winding bobbins off of bobbins, because when I'm setting the tension for the bobbin winding tension here, I'm having to wind a couple bobbins. Like when I go to do the test stitch, it's not just one bobbin, it's a couple of them before we get it to where we want it to be. So putting this spring on top of that bobbin holds that bobbin in place so it doesn't go flying off the spool pin, which I have had it happen. And yes, it is because I do wind them at various speeds, from very fast, which I know you're not really supposed to wind a bobbin very fast, but also super slow too. So this, I just like it because it really holds that bobbin into place when I'm winding it. And then that felt is wider than the actual bobbin. So when it's spinning, it's keeping this finish protected. So I really like the red felt and then the spring. The other thing that I really like is this thread stand. And the reason why I like this thread stand, first off, it sits right on the machine here, so it goes right in this top oiling point. Don't push it into that oiling point. With time, it will fit better. So if yours doesn't fit right now 100%, it will with time. Just keep using it. And then what it does is it will lift that thread up off the spool when you go to thread it. It goes through this eyelet here. If I can get it to do, I apologize. I'm holding the camera with my hand by myself and it's not going. Okay, there we go. It'll go up through this eyelet here, and then you'll thread it through a hole here, and then you can continue threading your machine. But what it does is it lifts that thread up off the spool, which is great for keeping that tension where it needs to be. And this is also highly recommended when you wind a bobbin. So you'll just lift it up through there, thread it through here, come down, around, and over, and wind that bobbin. And that's great for holding that tension and keeping the thread in the tensioner. The other thing that I really like is the bobbin tension meter for the bobbin case. I've got a separate video specifically on how you use this, and I will post it later on this evening. But what you'll do is when you've got your bobbin inside your bobbin case, you'll create a little knot at the end of the thread and put it on the alligator clip. And then you'll want this dial to go right in between the 20-25. And when you first buy this, it's got a line on there, so you just will aim for that line. Unfortunately, over time, and as many machines as I have gone and done, mine has pretty much disappeared. The other thing that I love is the oil, because this bottle right here is absolutely amazing. And I get this from the Singer Featherweight shop. I love this because the brass straw comes out of the bottle. You can oil what you need to do, get into those hard to reach places, put the lid back on, and stick it right back in the bottle, and it's all right there. It's mess free. And then you can unscrew this and you can add your own oil to the bottle should you have your own machine oil. So that's really great. I do use the Singer Featherweight Shop's grease, and their grease only. I feel really confident when I'm using their products. I feel like they've done the research and have put a lot of time and energy into perfecting these things and making sure that they're good quality products for you and I. So I definitely recommend their grease. And what I love about this is it's in that little syringe. Inside this tube, they provide you with a real quick and easy pamphlet just in case you have forgotten where the grease goes, and then that just sits right in this tube. I have videos on that, but let's face it, sometimes when we're in a hurry and just trying to put some grease, you know, where it needs to go, we don't have a lot of time to reference back a video. This little straw comes with it as well and is great for getting out all of that old grease from the motor ports. So these are the products that I really love and enjoy and use here at Featherweight 38. And when you do a restoration with us, I'll go through some of these products with you. And then when I'm ordering parts, I'll just tack these on to those parts that I may need. And then that way, when your machine is either being shipped out to you or you're coming here to get it, all of your stuff is in one place, and then your machine is ready to go as soon as you get it home. So you'll have everything. So these are just some of the products, and if any of you guys have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to send a comment or message me on Featherweight 38's page. Thank you all so much for joining us, and have a wonderful and terrific day.